What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another Commander video. This time we're here to talk about the market speculation around Precon deck exclusive cards. These are cards that are only available in specific Precon decks. Now, what would normally take away from the desirability of a card is when it's pretty easy to get. It's a guarantee whenever you open one of these, you're going to get that rare. However, the print run, the likeliness of people cracking these open just to get one card is pretty low. Alternatively, you have people that open up cards from the main set, and outside of the chase rares, everything's pretty easy to find in high quantity. That has changed a little bit, although it's essentially the same concept. When we have these Commander cards that are part of the Commander set, but they release in the packs like everything else in the main set. If you're a fan of these Precon decks, if you like collecting them like I do, you know there's a lot of value in cards that release exclusively as part of Precons. Even though they've increased the print run for the average Commander product now, they're still a lot lower in quantity than booster products. And you combine that with, again, the desirability of opening something like this up for just one card or two cards versus maybe holding on to it and selling it as a whole deck, or actually taking it out and playing with it. And we've noticed this for a long time, just going back to 2016. It didn't really take long for a lot of those cards just because it was a much lower print run, very desirable decks in that year. Even something like a Blasphemous Act, just your standard rares, were actually worth something in 2017, 2018. And you can go and sell Precon decks like Breed Lethality, Invent Superiority for at least $100, and I've seen them sell. And I'm making this video because you're seeing that pattern yet again pretty recently with Kamigawa Neon Dynasty's Commander product. And while they make extended art versions of a lot of these Commander product rares, there is still the exclusivity of mainly finding it from that Precon product. So you're going to see something like Kappa Cannoneer get you around $4 to $5. The speculators market really has an impact on some cards like these that are legacy playable. And that's the first thing people think about. Can this be broken in legacy? Can this be used in legacy at all? Doesn't even have to combo or anything spectacular like that. If it's at all playable, you know it's going to go up in value. And that was a concern going back to 2014 with a Commander card like Containment Priest. If one of these cards sees play in Legacy, because that's really the only other place it's going to see play outside of Commander, the value of the Precon deck itself could go up substantially. And the one that's the most well known for doing this is True Name Nemesis in Commander 2013. But we get good percentages, we get good returns on these for another reason entirely. The chances of them being reprinted are pretty low. And I'm not talking about reprinted in future Commander products, I'm talking about just reprint opportunities. They might get reprinted in a Modern Horizons set, they might get reprinted in a Masters set if they ever continue those, and of course they could get reprinted in Commander decks, but you're not going to see them in a standard legal set. You're not going to see most of these cards reprinted in a core set, reprinted in a standard legal expansion. So you know there's some security in these cards as well. There's some safety, there's some longevity. This makes them better long-term investments than I think the average card that is standard legal, because there might be a year where a card is really expensive and standard and then suddenly it just craps on you. I've been holding on to some Precons, I've been holding on to some Precon cards for years at a time, and they just improve in value. Because most of what's released, you have to understand how they design a Precon. It's to help someone who has never played this game play it for the first time. They can be awesome for returning players, people who just want something new, but the number one priority here is for something fundamentally playable, so you're going to expect to see a lot of staples. There might be a new protection spell, there might be a new counter spell. We saw that in Commander 2020, and if that's the only deck you can get it in, then holy cow, it goes up. That's why I think Precons are great. That's why Precons have great long-term value. I would say it's probably the next best bet, side by side with the reserve list. It's not collector's boosters, I hate those, I don't like the percentages. To me, it's even riskier than trading options in the stock market. You're gonna spend several $100s for the chance that you might get the best version of a chase rare? No thank you. To me, there's just not enough meat on the bone there. With a Precon deck nowadays, you could be spending $30, just let it collect dust, never open it, and then flip it for a profit a couple years down the road. And that's only if you want to be safe. That's only if you're playing it safe. You could easily open these, find the best rares, sell those on eBay, and then you'll have your money back with an excess of bulk. They're just the best products right now that Wizards of the Coast offers. It's hard to give someone a booster box and say, build the best deck you can build. You might be able to, but a Commander deck, it's going to be a lot harder. With only $30, maybe $40, you can give someone a playable deck, which instantly makes these desirable. That was always a problem that Wizards had with the Planeswalker decks. They had that with the dual decks. They couldn't find people who wanted to play a casual game with like 60 card decks. With these, there's the potential for upgrading. They're incredibly easy to upgrade, and because they offer something unique as a product, like these are not rares that you pull with the same chance in the main set, you're incentivized to buy these in addition to extra products. It may not always be this way, I hope it will, but as it stands right now, Commander products are the best products. You have Cyberdrive Awakener getting a few dollars, and you gotta look at the percentages too. If the percentages aren't there, you're not making your money back. If you're risking $400 or however expensive those collector's booster boxes are, you might get back 25%. Is that better than holding on to a rare that's maybe initially worth $1 that ends up turning into a $3 card or a $4 card? Not really, because the percentages are there. I don't like to brag too often, but when I call them, I sometimes get people who say, oh, it's good, but I don't see it going up that much. Well, going back to last year, I said Mantle of the Ancients was a steal. If you could get it at current price, which I believe the current price going back to last year's December was around $1.50. Well, where is it now? Oh, it's above $5. So if you look at the percentages there, you got back about 20%, something like that, which if you collected Mantle of the Ancients because it was a good card, I think it's fantastic. You could be proud of yourself, and that's what I'm talking about. That's what we want in investments. It's not easy to do that with standard expansions. It's not easy to do that with cards that people pull in bulk. So it's not reserve list potential where I think you get cards that go up to hundreds, if not thousands of dollars, but the percentages are there. You can take a $1, $2 card and watch it go up to a $7 card, no problem. That's why I'm focusing my channel not just on the Commander enjoyment of playing the game, but also the market watch, paying attention to the financial aspect of this game because it's still growing. And now that the majority of people who are playing trading card games are at least millennials, so we're talking people who are at least in their 20s, they have money to spend. And even older millennials, they have even more to spend. There are people who are jumping into this game just out of nostalgia trying to buy older reserve list cards that they had when they were younger. So there is a market interest. It is going to continue to grow as the millennials get older. As the zillennials, Gen X get older, you're going to see values continue to grow. And it's all about what's collectible too. And I think that's what you also get with the Precon. You get the collectability factor. Just as products you can set on your shelf, they look great. They look better than pretty much every other product they offer. So there is a desirability in just owning something like a Breed Lethality Precon deck, even ignoring the value that it currently has sealed in the box. Every store wants to have these Precon decks on their shelf because it's a good reminder of when Wizards of the Coast got it right. And this has been their most successful product since around 2013, 2012. So anyway, thank you all for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, if you thought it was helpful, please let me know in the comment section below and remember to subscribe. Currently at 31,000, I want to thank you, the community, for helping me get there. Commander Void here signing off. I will see you all next time.